welcome to another episode of Glitter and Garbage. I'm Justine Marino, joined today by one of my favorite joke writers in comedy.
Thank you.
You are so hilarious. You guys, comedian, writer, just awesome person, has a special she's about to tape coming up. It's Lara Beitz.
Thank you. Hi. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. I always really build it up as though there's a live audience and there's not. I think I was a tour guide and I host so much that I just really have that like can't turn off the like keep it going, you know.
Where were you a tour guide?
At Universal Studios.
Oh my gosh. Oh, so you really had to bring it.
Oh, I had to bring it.
Yeah.
I had to be like happy. Yeah, like sunshine. Yeah, I was a tour guide for like 7 years in my 20s.
Wow.
Yeah. It was a fun job though.
That would be great training for being a comedian, I would think.
Oh, totally. Yeah. I mean, they constantly, their note was make it less about you and more about the tour because I'd be
so funny.
I'd be like doing bits. But yeah, it was good. So tell us though, let's get right to it because I know we've got to get out of here. Otherwise we will be in traffic for 5 hours.
Don't feel pressed. No, we're fine.
You're the best. You've got great bangs.
Thank you. I was thinking that about you just now.
Thank you so much. I mean, bangs is such a special, it can be very tumultuous for women, bangs, but I feel like we're both doing it right.
I found a picture that I have to send you after this of me with the worst bangs of my life. Like, I don't remember what I was looking for, but I was looking for like a specific photo, so I had to like go back through the years, and it was me just like so sad. The person cut like way into my hairline. No. I think I do remember who it was because it was just... Once your bangs are fucked up, like they're unfixable.
Oh, you just gotta wait.
Yeah,
you gotta wait.
You just have to wait, and if they cut into the hairline, it's like you have to wait for like years.
Yeah, that's a long time.
Yeah.
Yours are so good though. You've got kind of a bottleneck thing going on.
Thank you.
Yes.
I see a person named Audra in Woodland Hills who's awesome.
I
Audra
love it.
Wing.
Amazing.
She's amazing, and I drive to Woodland Hills from Culver City to get my bangs trimmed because she will not mess me up.
Such an endorsement. Like, you guys have no idea. That's like a 3-hour trip, probably.
It's an endorsement and it's a lie, if I'm being perfectly honest. If I'm really between, sometimes, like, the way that she does them, though, is I can just, like, cut the middle.
Oh.
So I have, like, a bang thinning shears. So it's, like, a cut and then take it away and then a cut and take it away. So I'm just, like, right in the
It's so good.
middle.
It's
but
good,
she
though.
did these.
Those look great.
Been untouched. Thank you.
They're perfect. The color looks good. My mom's a hairdresser, so I have an eye for hair.
Yeah.
But I just started trimming mine myself.
Yeah.
It's game changing.
It really is. Do you have like a special?
I just use scissors and I do a little point cut.
I never got the hang of that.
So my mom literally, I FaceTimed with her and she instructed me and I cut really tiny. But now I'm just like, you know, my hair grows so fast and I have a small forehead. So I really need to trim them a lot.
I feel like the secret is stop before you want to.
Exactly. That is so it. Because I'm always like, these are gonna
fix it a little bit more.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like just a little. It's like an addiction. Almost.
Yeah.
You're like just a little shorter,
but they're never gonna be perfect. But if you give them a week, they're good.
So good.
Yeah.
What I also like is as they grow out, you get kind of different styles.
Yeah.
You know. And now, have you always been a bangs gal?
I was like. I've had bangs since I was like 20.
Wow.
Yeah. I had them as like a kid.
Yeah.
And then didn't. And then got them when I was like 20.
Yeah.
And people were like, oh my God, that looks so good.
It does look
and
really
I
good
just
on
didn't. I never went back.
I'm glad. I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
I had a long period without because I had a horrible headshot situation where a woman flat ironed them and it looked like the bottom of a broom, and that headshot was used until probably last week. Forever. Literally 24-year-old me, bottom of a broom. And my mom was there, and because we were new to LA at the time, my mom was like, and she's a hairdresser, but she let the woman flat iron my bangs because she's like, well, maybe this is a new technique that I don't know about. This is LA. They must know more than me. But no, that bitch did not know how to do bangs.
Yeah.
So I just got them again last year, which I'm happy about because I don't want to have to get Botox, and that's my problem area. So it's helpful.
My thing is like my hair is so straight that if I don't put some like waves in it, it looks like I flat iron. Like the pieces that will come out of like my ponytail or whatever are just like,
oh, that's so
straight.
funny.
It looks so dumb.
I love it. Well, tell us about in initially we planned to do this podcast because you had reached out to me to invite me to your special taping.
Yeah.
And I was like, yes, I'm totally down. Do you want to come on the pod and promote the special taping? It's now oversold. So
yeah, it's very oversold.
So sorry, guys.
Like I still want everybody who said they're gonna come to come, which they won't. I'm planning for I'm planning for 50% of the comps list and 80% of the tickets sold to come out. If that's the case, it's fucking maxed.
Yeah, it's maxed out. Okay.
So yeah, but
you'll have a special.
Yeah, I'll have a special.
Great.
Yeah.
Now, have you picked a name yet or anything?
I'm gonna call it Stoppable.
I love it.
Thank you.
That's really funny.
Thank you. Thank you for laughing at that. Not everyone has, but I'm like, no, I'm still gonna do that. I think it's really funny.
That's very funny. That's great. I love it. My favorite, Esther Pavitsky she named her tour Dream Without a Dream Tour, which was a play on Britney Spears' Dream Within a Dream Tour, which was her tour when
That's so funny.
So I love a little tweak that's self-deprecating. So I will definitely be watching Stoppable.
When I did Joe Rogan's podcast, he told me that I should call my first special Unstoppable, but that doesn't fit. That's not accurate.
Yeah.
That doesn't fit the material. So I just tweaked it a little bit.
I love it. It's perfect and
you.
very funny.
Thank you.
Yeah. That's great. Well, awesome. Well, some stuff happened this week that I thought we could discuss.
Yeah.
Now, I think we're around the same age. I have no idea how old anyone is. I'm assuming I'm older than you. I'm 39.
It's private.
It's private. So
it has to be private.
It's private.
But yeah.
Yeah. I don't.
Don't tell Hollywood though. But you should bleep that.
I'll bleep it. I know people think I'm crazy because I just outwardly say my age, but
I got scolded. I've been scolded by 2 female comics who were like, don't ever let them hear you say that. And I was like, oh, okay. So now I'm like, I get it's a secret, I guess.
It's a secret.
I mean, I don't want to lose work, but I'm also like, I don't know. I think if you're funny,
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
And also for comedy, as I get older, a lot of material comes from it's funny getting older. There's a lot of funny stuff that happens. Yeah. You know, like getting mammed, for example. That's something that's hilarious.
That's when I recently just accepted as not a fluke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. No, yeah.
Not this little asshole, but yeah.
I got mammed. This happens to me a lot, but I got mammed and this guy, he was like, ma'am, and it didn't register, and then he goes, miss? He changed it because he was she doesn't know she's a ma'am. But
it's probably uncomfortable for them, and honestly, there should it's a shame that there's not just one word that means both. Call me sir, dude. Honestly, at this point,
call me Mr. I literally talk about this in my stand-up now. Yeah. There is no equivalent term for dudes. Dudes, it is just sir.
Yeah.
But for women, they have to and even with Mr. and it's for women, it's Miss, Mrs., Mrs., Ma'am, or Ms. And for dudes, it's just Mr. or Sir.
Yeah.
Guys all get one, and we all have we have to divide you into your age categories.
Young, old, married, single.
Yes.
Old and single.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Young and slutty.
And slutty,
I'll always identify as a miss, personally. But yeah, so glad you feel me on that. Now, did you growing up for me, the VMAs were everything. I don't know if you were the Video Music Awards.
Never watched them in
Really?
my life.
I love that. This is hilarious.
I wandered into the back bar at the Comedy Store last night and they were on and I was like, what's this? I was like, what's this? It's cold in here. And I walked out and that's the most I've ever watched of the VMAs.
That is hilarious. Well, perfect. I'm so excited to chat with you about them. It's interesting that MTV is even still doing these. I was talking with Aaron, our esteemed producer, before. They don't play music videos anymore.
I was just in my head, I just was like, do they still make music videos?
They make them, but they just go on YouTube.
Yeah.
So you have to seek them out. It's not before, music videos were appointment television.
That was how you learned about sex after school.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I learned from Britney Spears, Baby One More Time, as someone who wore a Catholic school uniform. That was very informative for me.
Yeah, I learned about sex watching Boys to Men music videos at my friend Katie's house. My parents wouldn't let me watch it, but her parents were gone.
I love it.
Yeah.
As long as they're gone.
My parents were gone too, but the good channels were locked out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got it. See, my parents were pretty chill about what I watched. Probably too much so, to be honest.
But you turned out cool.
Thank
I feel
you.
like it's easier to turn out cool if you're exposed to stuff that's bad for you at a young age.
I agree. And I also think all my friends whose parents were, but you're cool too. I want to preface this by saying that.
I get by, but thanks.
But you're cool and you seem well adjusted. My friends whose parents were the strictest, they kind of turned out to be the most fucked up, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't even mean, I just mean like drinking the most. Paula Abdul, cold-hearted snake, for real. Okay, for Aaron. Okay, thank you, Aaron. I appreciate that. He writes me notes on the screen because I can't hear him because I refuse to wear the headphones. So on the TV screen, if you see writing there, literally right there.
On this
screen, it'll just pop up. He's sneaky about it. He comes in and out.
There it is. I see it now.
There
Thank you for doing it again so that I could see it.
Oh, we have fun here. Okay, so one of my favorite things, though, I didn't watch because I was in Denver, but I did look at all the looks and I watched some of the performances because Britney Spears, like the Slave for You, you must be aware of the snake. I mean, that's where I feel the birth of Britney Spears was the VMAs. So I was like, what new pop stars might be born this year? And I feel like Sabrina Carpenter had a pretty great performance. She made out with an alien in it, though. Which was a little odd. And what's funny is afterward, Britney Spears went on her Instagram and was like, yeah, I think she's so cute, but then she like made out with that alien and I don't really know. I was kind of confused by that. And she was just kind of like ripping on her, but then at the end was like, but she talked about me on the red carpet, so now I guess I'm cool. So that's cool. Anyway, thanks y'all. Like, what are you talking about, number one? It was all over the place. But do you think making out with an alien is a good move or a bad move?
I think that the last person on planet goddamn Earth who has an inch to say about it is Britney Spears. That's all that sticks out to me about that. I agree. You just want to get attention. And I say that in like a forgiving way. You want your thing to be the thing that people are talking about the next day.
Yes.
French and alien.
Yeah.
Do what you've got to do.
Absolutely.
Like, that's what these are. They're a spectacle.
I agree. And I was talking to him about it with my boyfriend today. And I was like, Britney was all... Because I watched it yesterday. We were on our way to Beetlejuice. And a friend sent me this Britney video. And I was like, what's she talking about? And then today I was like, she came out with a snake around her neck. Yeah. She shaved her head. It's
she
like
had all kinds of stuff.
She gets it,
Yeah.
She should really
The head shaving was, she was going through something.
She was going through something. That was
time.
not a...
The snake was a choice.
The snake was a choice, yes. But if anyone can understand people making questionable choices...
Right. She wore a red latex bodysuit, and I support that.
I support it 1,000,000%.
Yeah.
I would not want to be responsible for cleaning that after all that choreography on that video shoot, but I support it.
But we're also talking about like peak Britney. If you look at Britney now.
Yes. She kissed Madonna. She did kiss Madonna. And you know what she also said in this little video was she should have kissed a girl, which I think is hilarious. She was like, she just should have taken a page from my book.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
She did kiss Madonna.
Yeah.
What kind of a kiss was it? I don't remember that. Did they French or was it a peck?
I think it was, it was definitely open mouth. And I think there was a little tongue, but not like, it wasn't aggressive, but like polite, like church
Tasteful?
tongue. Tasteful tongue. Yeah, so there was that. And then people completely forget Madonna also kissed Christina Aguilera next, but the shock had,
I did forget that.
See, most people did.
So Madonna was just out Frenching bitches. That's that headline.
Frenching bitches.
Yeah.
And who did make out with a girl in her performance was Katy Perry this past year. 2 days ago. She did the big, she got their big award of the year, the Video Vanguard Award, and did this medley, and she did kiss a girl. So Britney, take a look at that performance maybe if the alien wasn't doing it for you. Now, I did pull a couple of looks. Are you a fashion girly at all? If not, it's almost better.
I mean, I'll form an opinion here.
Okay,
and there.
perfect. Because I pulled some of my favorite looks, and just most standout looks from the VMAs this past weekend. And I thought we could just go through. Okay, so first up, On the left. Now, are you into pop culture? I didn't even ask you before bringing you on. That's how passionate.
I'm so not. I have
Okay,
no idea.
perfect.
I have no idea what's going on.
Okay, perfect.
But I can like look at stuff and be like, this is what I think.
Okay, amazing. So on the left, this is Chapel Roan. Have you heard of Chapel Roan?
No.
She is an upcoming pop girl. She's great. She had some really banging songs of the summer, some might say. She's been a little bit under a microscope. She's not loving her newfound fame. She came out and put out a video saying, please don't come up to me and expect a hug from me. She yelled at a photographer on this carpet. But what do we think looks alone? So she's a little bit of a rebel.
Uh-huh.
She does her own thing. What are we thinking about this on the left? This is very like Game of Thrones meets, VH1.
Honestly, I'm kind of here for it. I like the thigh. Mm-hmm. And I like that she just straight up has a sword. Like she's not ready to hug people she doesn't want to hug. And I get that. And I used to be like, I hate these people who get famous and then they're like, don't talk to me.
Yes.
But now, like as someone where like, everyone wants to talk to you after your shows.
Yes.
And I get completely overwhelmed. I totally understand. So even if it's like logically not fair, it's like, yeah, but we're not built to like process that much interaction and attention.
I agree. I completely support her in that too. Like it is overwhelming people and they expect so much of you. And it's like, especially with someone like her where she is more of like, I'm an artist and not about the like fans. Well, not that she's not about the fans, but about like the attention. I think she really does do it for the work. Like I understand someone like her doing it. Okay, can we look at that other look though? This is Camila Cabello. Uh-huh. Do you know who she is? Have you heard of her?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I love it. Okay, perfect. Now this is very like she's walking in the spider webs. I'm kind of here for it. It's very on brand. Beetlejuice just came out. You know what I mean? Like it's giving goth, it's giving Hot Topic, it's giving Victoria's Secret Hot Topic to me. And I'm kind of into it, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, it's not my
You wouldn't wear this?
I wouldn't wear it, but she looks great.
She does look good.
But if she were my doll I got to dress up, I wouldn't put this on her.
No, you wouldn't?
No.
Okay. Amazing. All right.
It just reminds me of like a pair of Halloween pantyhose. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Not pantyhose, tights.
Tights. But pantyhose are a form of tights.
Yeah,
I get it. Yeah. Look, I would say these are both yeses for me. What would you get? Would you yes either of those?
I guess I just don't understand the nature of like, was it like a Halloweeny show? Is this like a going into fall thing? I guess I'm needing like a why. Like what are we doing here?
I understand. So
is it a Beetlejuice thing?
No.
I don't get it. Like I'm not trying to be shitty. I just don't know why it's happening.
I love that I pulled this to do with you. I'm obsessed. Yes. So I agree. So the VMAs have always been like a little more out there in terms of what people wear, but I agree. It's very like it's very Tim Burton.
Yeah,
themed.
yeah.
And I don't know that it gets much better with some of my other polls.
Oh my
Erin,
God, I'm really
can we
excited
see a
now.
couple more looks? I have no idea who's coming. I have no idea what order we're in. Okay. So this is Megan Thee Stallion. You know Megan?
Yes.
This is nice. I think this is classy. I don't know how you walk in this, but I think it looks nice.
It fucking looks like she's a stripper popping out of a table decoration. Like those things where you would have like balloons coming out.
Yes, it does.
That's so funny to me. But that wasn't my first thought. My first thought is like, that's awesome. This looks great.
Yeah.
But then once I saw that, I couldn't unsee it.
I agree. I was the same way. I saw it and I was like, that's gorgeous. It's classic. But then when you look at where it hits, like right there on her legs, you're like, how are you walking? It does look very tabletopper.
The whole thing is so Halloween because she looks like she is coming out of the top of a bag of leaves that have been raked up.
This is hefty chic, and I love it.
So funny.
Okay, and then Lenny Kravitz, who is wearing all leather, including the tie is leather and no shirt.
Oh, that's not a shirt.
That
Oh,
is not
okay.
a shirt. That is his body.
It's his body.
How old is he? He's in his 50s, if not 60s, for sure. And
He's not in his 60s. Can your guy look
Can we?
that up?
Aaron's on it. Aaron's looking it up.
60s.
You don't think 60s?
He's 50.
You think he's 50?
Yeah.
I think he's older than 50. He's 51. 56?
56?
60?
60?
He's 60.
What's the number? Type in the number. What are we doing? We're charadesing the number
He's
and he
60.
has that tool. Lenny Kravitz is 60 years old?
He's 60 years old.
That's crazy.
But people are looking great these years. 60-year-olds look good. Let me tell you, I had Ian Ziering from 90210. Are you familiar? He played Steve Sanders, the blonde guy.
I don't know who he is.
It's fine, but he was on the podcast a couple weeks ago.
Oh, cool.
And the biggest comment I got was, he aged incredibly, and he's 60. People did not believe that he was 60.
Yeah.
So these 60-year-old dudes, some of them, if you take care of yourself, you can still look hot.
I mean, he was wearing sunglasses.
He was.
That covers like half your face.
It does.
And it's the eyes.
It does.
I like the idea of him taking them off and just like his shit is so old.
Shriveled. It's completely, he just starts melting.
Yeah.
Wait, can we go back to that though? Because that's going to lead me into the picture of Lenny. That's going to lead me into a question that I ask absolutely everyone on this podcast. Do you know what cum gutters are? I'm so sorry.
No.
I should have given you, you guys, just to preface, I don't know Lara that well. We've done a lot of shows together.
Yeah.
We've hung at a club here or there, but like this, I love that I'm like, come on my podcast. I'm going to show you all this MTV stuff and ask you what cum gutters are.
It's great. It's well enough.
Do you know what they are? Have you heard of them?
No.
Cum gutters, Lenny has them, which is impressive at 60. They're the lines right here, those like V lines on dudes.
So gross.
It's gross. I ask everyone because I thought it was a common term and I started using it casually and people were like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
So I'm glad. Okay, great.
I've always just heard that called the V.
The V. It's the V. Probably because you had a normal upbringing.
Cum gutters.
Cum gutters. Okay, Aaron, I think let's do maybe 2 more looks and then we'll move on because this is actually very fun. Okay, I'm glad it's these two. So on the left, this is Addison Rae.
Okay.
This is like, I'm not sure what's happening here. I have no idea.
Is this a weird thing or are her boobs confusing in this outfit? Those are confusing boobs,
It's
right?
confusing boobs. I'm very glad you asked because I was confused.
The right titties at a right angle.
Yes, the titties are, the cup of the bra has padding that is very exaggerated. So it's making the tits look weirdly wide. This is just, I don't understand a single choice going on here.
I mean, obviously she's like the prettiest person ever, and I'm not talking shit. I'm just
she's
like,
very
who
pretty.
put her in that weird bra is my only question.
I don't love the panties either. Look, at first I saw it from the side and I was like, oh, she's doing maybe like a little tribute to Madonna.
Are there a lot of belly button rings around now? Are those back or
Yes.
did they never leave?
Oh, I think they're back.
Okay.
Do you have a belly ring?
No.
Did you ever?
No.
I had one.
That's cool.
Thank you. It fell out on my 30th birthday at Runyon Canyon. So I was like, this is a sign that I should just
so
let it go.
funny that it fell out on your 30th birthday.
At Runyon
That's
Canyon.
so funny.
The universe is like, no, bitch.
We're done.
Yeah,
It's
we're
a new
good.
Chapter.
We're good.
We're
We're
turning
good.
the page, even if you won't.
Yeah, even if you won't. So that's Addison Rae in that confusing outfit. To the right, do you know who this is?
No.
This is
Wait,
Halsey.
I do. I did know that.
You knew.
Damn it. Yeah, her hair is different.
Her hair is different. This might be my favorite look of the whole night. And let me tell you why. I love leopard anything. I love red anything. But this is also a vintage dress that Elizabeth Hurley wore way back in the day on a carpet with what's his name? Hugh Grant, her boyfriend of a long time, where she stole all the looks from him. But this I really love. What are we thinking about this, Lara?
What's on it? What's the purple stuff?
It's, I think, like a sparkly kind of like overlay that's just kind of, it's just kind of like a sparkle. I imagine someone with a glue stick just kind of put it on and threw some sparkles on there.
That's what feels.
It does feel that way. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, none of these really blown me out of the water. I feel like a judgmental bitch.
No, it's
but
fine.
You're also showing me weird shit.
I am showing you very weird stuff. Wow. Okay, great. All right. Well, thank you for your expert opinion on that.
That's it. That's what I have.
All right, let's move on. Next story. This was a big one this week. Dave Grohl. Did you hear about Dave Grohl this week?
I heard his name mentioned, but I didn't know what happened.
I love this. I love that I'm breaking all this news for you. I'm obsessed. You're like, I heard the name, but no clue. So Dave Grohl came out with a statement saying that he fathered a kid outside of his marriage and basically was like, I'm going to be a good dad to that kid, but thanks for the privacy and, respect while I figure shit out with my family, basically.
Yeah.
So my thing is, could you, if it was Dave Grohl, because, he's got some money, could you forgive a child outside? Like, it's one thing to have an affair, but a child, that's like, you're connected with that person.
I mean, I don't know how long they've been married. I think a lot of shit happens over the course of a lifetime. Mm-hmm. And I don't know what their deal is or what their situations are. People make different choices within their marriages as they get older. Mm-hmm. They forgive other stuff. I don't know. I mean, layman's terms, like, sometimes people stop having sex. And they're like, yeah, if you want to go outside the marriage, like, I don't want to have sex anymore. So I just don't know. Do I think I could forgive it? Yeah, I think that there's a world in which I could forgive someone stepping outside it. Yeah. I think I could. I think I also could not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
about you?
I think I could. Married 21 years.
That's a long time.
It's a long one. And he has, I think, 2 or 3 kids with her. But also, a lot of as soon as something like this breaks, I get stoned and go to Reddit. I've got to get to the bottom. I've got to see what the people are talking about. Yeah. And a lot of people brought up he has been known to cheat in the past. Mm-hmm. I guess he dated one of the singers from Veruca Salt in the 90s and allegedly cheated on her with Winona Ryder, which obviously I understand because I love Winona Ryder so much. But I highly doubt this is the first time this has happened. You know what I mean? I feel like this is probably just he got caught. So whether this is wife number 2, yes, I believe he left the first wife because he was cheating, allegedly. This is all alleged. Please no one sue me. But yeah, I think I could. I guess it would depend. Like, again, if someone cheated on me with Winona Ryder, I would be like, forgiven. You know what I mean?
Or if the person who cheated on you was like insanely rich.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Well, also I look at like Dave Grohl. Everyone's like, how could he do this? It's like, are you kidding me?
How could he not?
He's a legend.
He's Dave Grohl.
He's been in 2 of the biggest bands of all time. He's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame twice for Foo Fighters and Nirvana. Yeah. Like, I'm surprised this didn't happen earlier.
Yeah.
To be honest, I was laughing though. There was a quote about a girl. I don't think this is the baby mama, which I'm dying to know who it is. Yeah. I mean, I've really been doing my research. I haven't come up with anything yet. I'll let you guys know if I find anything. But he allegedly also had an affair with someone who was referred to as an alt porn goddess, which I don't know what that means. But I thought I'd ask you, do you know what an alt porn goddess is?
Of course I don't know what an alt porn goddess is.
I have no idea. I don't even know, like, is it alt?
It's not someone I would want my husband to fuck.
Me neither. That sounds like dirty.
Yeah.
Like I imagine they're doing it in Silver Lake or Echo Park. It's porn. What if that's what it was?
It's just like records in the background.
It's like records. It's just like ironic references. You know what I mean? Like ironic movie posters in the background. Like, so funny. Alt porn goddess. Okay, let's keep it moving, you guys. How are we on time? Oh, we're great on time. Okay, great. So moving on to another guy who kind of overlaps both of these stories we've talked about already. Cheating and movie awards. Justin Timberlake. Were you an NSYNC girly growing up? Really?
I mean, not like I was as much as anyone else was.
Yeah.
I'd leave the radio.
You'd leave
when it was on.
Okay. Okay, Lara. All right. She's no skips for NSYNC. Okay. Would you go see them if they did a reunion tour, do you think?
Maybe.
All right.
It would depend. Okay. If someone yeah, maybe.
Okay. All right. So Justin,
if tickets weren't $1,500 and I had a friend who was like, will you go to this with me? I would probably go.
It'd be so fun.
Yeah, it would be fun.
All right, great. I might be that friend. I loved NSYNC, obviously. Justin, though, has been, as we know, he's been having a rough go of it the past couple years.
I didn't know that.
Really?
Yeah, I had no idea. I thought he was happily married Is that not?
So he is, I think, happily married.
Oh, he had like a drug or alcohol thing?
Yes, he got a DUI, a DWI, but also
the same thing.
It is, right? Okay. Yeah, it is. Well, and I think he pleaded guilty. He pled guilty to like the driving, the like traffic violation, and then to a DWAI, which I think is a little bit lower. It's like driving while intoxicated, which isn't. It's lower than what they originally charged him for. And then he said an apology. He did not apologize for Britney, Janet, or any of the stuff, or not going out on an NSYNC reunion, which was the apology I was waiting for personally. But I think he's happily married, but he's been known, there have been whispers that he's a cheater. And he was caught holding hands with a co-star years ago in New Orleans.
Why would you hold hands?
In public too, at a bar.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes, exactly. It's like that's not worth.
You're not trying at all.
You're not trying at all. I think he was really fucked. He looked pretty bombed in his defense, which this DUI backs that up as well. Yeah. I have been trying to think though, because I want an NSYNC reunion to happen so badly. Like I'm waiting for it. I'm so mad at Justin for holding this up for me. But I have been thinking, like, if Justin can't make it, won't agree, like I'll take just the four of them or even an alternate. Do you have any ideas? I have a few ideas for who could potentially go out on the road with NSYNC in place of Justin. Do you have any?
Can I hear your ideas and then see if they give me ideas?
Yes, absolutely. So number one, Britney Spears seems like an obvious choice.
That would be crazy.
Wouldn't that be so good? Like,
that would be crazy.
That would be, like, think about the fuck, like, so many, it's so layered in how, to me, good it would be.
I might sell my car for that.
Right?
I might sell my car.
Can you? Right?
That would be fucking crazy.
It would be insane. And we know she can dance. We know she can hit the.
I mean,
right?
We don't know any of what you're about to say. We don't know that she can dance. We don't know that she can hit those notes.
I don't know that she can hit the notes.
We don't know that she has the capacity to withstand the stress of a tour.
That's true.
Of any kind.
These are good points.
We do not know. We don't know those things.
We know she could spin. She spins a lot on her Instagram.
Like her physical body?
Mm-hmm. She does.
I wouldn't even. We know she can turn.
She can turn.
I wouldn't even call, are they spins or is she turning? She can rotate, you know?
Yes. I'm like crying.
Is she spinning though? Would we call those that? Am I not watching the right stuff? I mean, I'm watching none of it, but I did in like 2020 when we were all like, oh shit, this is happening now.
This is happening, yeah. All right. Okay. Well, that's number one. I think people would come out for that. Okay. Number two, I think there could be like a rotating cast of Justins, right? Yeah. Like Justin Long, Bieber, Trudeau.
See. Literal
Justins.
Got it.
Like people named
Justin Trudeau.
Justin Trudeau, right?
So funny.
Right? Anyone named Justin of note can do it.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
That way it's like not a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure to do a lot of cities, you know?
Yeah.
So you could just hop on one here and there,
yeah.
You know? Number three, this is going to be a really deep cut, but JC Chasez, and part of why I want this tour reunion to happen so badly is JC Chasez is doing Meow Mix commercials on YouTube. I don't know if you've seen these commercials. I saw it on YouTube. It was frightening. They have AI, like cats dancing, doing choreography who are wearing fedoras. So I think the AI cat from JC's Meow Mix commercial could be an alternate. For sure.
My God, that's my least favorite idea you've pitched so far. What is next?
Okay, lastly, is the Australian breakdancer from the Olympics.
That's the one.
That's the one, right? That's the one.
That's the one.
Any thoughts?
My idea is one of the Backstreet Boys.
That's so solid.
Or Nick Lachey.
Okay, Nick Lachey could do it too.
Just like a different, just sub it, or like Harry Styles. Just like sub in a different boy band legend.
Legend, yeah. That's a good, really.
Teach him the steps and fucking unbutton those shirt buttons and watch the magic happen.
Grab those cum gutters and let's go.
That's right. Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, that's so funny that didn't occur to me, like any of the Backstreet Boys or any of that.
Yeah.
That's good.
I'm like, just put one in.
Just one of them.
Nick Carter didn't die, did he?
No, Aaron did.
Okay. All right.
R.I.P. Yeah, no, I like that. Okay. All right, great. So before we wrap up, I always ask everyone, I'm very curious because of how what we've talked about so far and how you've been informed on what we've talked about so far. What do you fangirl over? Do you fangirl over anything?
I don't.
No, nothing?
I never thought about it. I really don't.
Really?
Yeah.
It can be anything. It doesn't even have to be pop culture. Someone said lighting once.
Lighting?
Mm-hmm. Like he just loves good lighting.
I love puzzles.
Puzzles, that's
but
good.
That's not a thing.
Is there something that you're like obsessed with or anything?
The Office.
Oh, really?
I lost my shit over Game of Thrones. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so like I have like my shows.
Yeah, that's good.
Sex in the City, but I can't. I haven't like finished the new ones. Those are a bummer for me.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm sorry, I don't want to watch. It's sad now.
Yeah, it's sad.
And the ones back in the day are so funny.
So good.
They are so cringy.
Yeah.
Like the voices they do.
Oh my God.
Doing impressions of like certain marginalized groups of
Yeah,
people. It's just like, holy shit.
Yeah, I haven't watched in a while, but yeah.
Oh my God. Rewatch it starting tonight.
Okay.
You will die.
I feel like I started doing a rewatch like 6 years ago.
Yeah.
And I'm feeling like that's sounding familiar.
Yeah.
I watched one episode of it just like that, and I just couldn't get into it.
No, I couldn't do that one. But yeah, I started rewatching it to hate it. Like I was like, this is amazingly bad, and then ended up just getting so much back into it.
Oh my God.
Just being like, I love this show.
It's so
It's
great.
one of those things where you just have to like accept it for what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Any of those old shows, you're going to be like, oh, they like in Friends, there are so many jokes where just the punchline is that like Carol's a lesbian.
Yeah.
And that's the whole thing.
That's
like, he's just like, my wife's lesbian lover. And that's like the whole punchline.
That's the joke.
Or just like Monica puts on a fat suit and like, that's the joke.
Yes, exactly. That is funny. I've been rewatching 90210. That's why I had Ian Ziering on.
Mm-hmm.
And it's similar. It's like, you have to just accept it on its terms, you know?
Yeah.
But I love it. I'm so into it.
Yeah.
Like, I can't, we're in season 3. My poor boyfriend, this show has 10 seasons and they all have 30 episodes a season, basically.
Oh my God.
I know.
He has to watch 300 episodes of your shitty show?
I'm such a monster.
That's so many. How long are they? A half hour or an hour?
42 minutes because of commercials. But
Erin, are you a genius? Can you do the math on that? Can you do the math on how much of his life she's expecting her boyfriend to spend on this shitty show? 42 times 300.
42 times 300.
Divided by 6.
What's crazy is what's funny.
Right? Or divided by 60?
Divided
by
by
60 because you're 60 minutes in an hour.
Yeah. So how many? Aaron will tell us.
Okay,
I
sorry.
watched The Wire for him, which is a great show, by the way.
I could not follow what the fuck was going on.
It took me a minute too. Like the first couple episodes, 210 hours. You know what?
Dude, how many days is that?
That's a lot of days. Well, 24 hours. So if it was 240.
No, I want him to do it. Oh. That's like 10 days. Divided by 24, please.
The Wire, the first few episodes, this always happens.
I wanted him to do it so I didn't feel dumb if you did it really fast.
Oh, no.
Even though, like, why isn't it okay for you to just be better at math than me? Like, why would that hurt my feelings?
No, it's fine. And I wouldn't have been better at math. I guarantee it. I would have been wrong. And it's better that he 8.75 days.
That's not that bad.
That's 9 days.
It's just like a week or whatever.
Fucking.
Yeah, big deal.
Yeah, big deal. It will for sure take us the rest of the year at least. But The Wire is 5 seasons and I think 10 episodes. Like it's like a fraction of what I'm asking him to do.
Yeah.
But the first couple episodes of The Wire, I agree. I was like, am I dumb? I feel dumb. I always blame myself if I don't understand what's going on.
Yeah.
It's like with sci-fi, I can't get into it because it's like they're talking gibberish. Like you're not saying words, you know? Like I need subtitles.
You have to learn a whole new thing. Game of Thrones, I had to have someone sitting next to me explaining to me who everyone was, what was going on. And I still, because I still rewatch it. When I rewatch it now, I swear to God, every time I rewatch it, I'm like, I had no idea that guy did that in the beginning, and that like the whole thing hinged. It's not every time that big of a thing, but recently it was that big of a thing where I was like, holy shit, he started this whole thing. And I never caught it.
That's so funny because I didn't watch Game of Thrones and I started watching always watch the recaps, Aaron says. Okay, great.
Yeah, I watched the recaps, but that's a fraction of what happened. I feel like every second is so important. I posted a bit that I did about Game of Thrones. It was Game of Thrones and The Office were like within the bit that I posted.
Yeah.
It was the most hateful comment section I've ever seen in my life, just because the nerds like came out and just like decimated. It's the only post I've ever turned off the comments on.
Really?
Yeah, because they just like, these people,
oh, they're crazy,
just lost their shit. And having both of them in the same, they were like, Game of Thrones isn't hard to understand. There aren't that many white guys who couldn't you tell apart? And I'm like, you need to chill.
Oh my God.
The fuck out.
Just like, that seems like right in
The Office isn't about that many people selling paper. There's actually this many people on the staff. I'm like, you need to
go outside. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I would imagine it's like a lot of incels that are very passionate about that.
Yeah.
Who are also, I think, a lot of times passionate about hating female comedians.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that was just like, ooh, this is my time to shine here.
Yeah.
Do you get a lot of bad comments on the internet ever? I feel like you're so funny, you know?
Oh, thank you. I've gotten horrible shit, but lately it's been good.
Good.
But I also just like block the haters so fast.
Me too.
That I think my comments would be bad if I left my hundreds of haters.
Yeah, totally.
Following me for all those years.
Yeah. You know what I'll sometimes do is I'll pin a really mean comment and it actually helps the engagement.
Really?
Because then a bunch of people come, like someone called me.
It's a good idea. Maybe I'll do that.
It's good. It works. Someone called me a fat white cow and something.
What?
Which made me laugh so
Oh
hard.
my God.
Which in this clip, it was not stand up. It was like an acting thing. Like you couldn't, it was a shoulder up shot. You couldn't even see what my body looked like. But everyone.
Maybe you can tell by your face that you're not fat.
Thank you. I agree. But it made me laugh so hard because when have you heard anyone called a fat cow since like the 90s? I have not.
It's also so crazy because like nobody would ever say that to you in person. Like no one would ever speak to a human being that way in the real world.
Exactly. But this guy got so much shit for that comment because I pinned it that he deleted it. So
wow.
I
think a lot of them, and I literally found this out like yesterday. I think a lot of them are robots.
Yes.
That just, it's like programmed to say something that would start a fight in the comments.
Interesting. You think even the trolls are robots?
Oh yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, I haven't heard that before, but that's a really.
I might be wrong.
No, it makes sense.
Don't take it from me.
No, it makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't trust anything on the internet.
I don't understand why. Like, I don't get who gets anything out of that.
Yeah, it's really bizarre.
Yeah.
But then you go and all of these accounts do look like bots. It's like they don't have a picture.
Yeah.
They have no posts, no followers.
Yeah.
I think you're onto something.
And yet they said something that opened up my deepest wound.
I know exactly.
I was like, I thought I was invincible. I've really been loving myself and enjoying my life. And then someone says something and I'm like, oh, I forgot that Derek Moore said that to me in first grade.
Oh my God.
I felt it again.
Yes,
it's not a real thing.
I heard it. Yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah.
I was a chubby kid, so the fat white cow there was a little bit of a...
you know what's so fucked up? It will always hurt when someone calls you fat.
Exactly.
It will.
It doesn't matter.
Always hurt.
It doesn't matter how thin you are. It will always.
Because you always feel that thing where like even your response was not like, I'm not fat. What the fuck? You're like, he couldn't even see my body.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like we feel like it's an actual like judgment on our bodies when it's like, he's just fucking with you. It's probably a robot.
It is probably a
computer
robot.
program.
Thank you.
Not an actual robot. I like that we call them robots too, as if it's like
yeah.
like a guy being like boop 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 boop, like an actual robot,
like a sci-fi guy coming over. Yeah. Yeah, I love it. It's just C-3PO the whole time.
Yeah.
He's like trolling us all.
Yeah, it's like no, it's a tiny function of like a I don't know, program.
That's so funny. Okay, 2 more questions before we wrap up, because I feel like, okay, we'll get out. And
We're good.
We're good.
Yeah.
I feel when did you come to LA again?
2016.
And I feel like you got here and just like exploded, you know?
It feels that way to other people. I think it always feels that way to other people. But actually, I was here for like 3 years.
Yeah.
And was like, I never was like, is this going to happen?
Yeah.
Because I knew I would never be able to stop doing stand-up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I was like, am I going to need to go to grad school in the meantime? Like,
Right.
what else do I need to do in my life at this point?
Sure.
Because I can't keep working with people who are younger than me and doing shows at night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I was here for 3 years before anything happened. But then, I was able to like quit my day job and stuff.
That's great. Yeah, because I feel like you got here
Which
and it was
now, as I say that, I'm like, that is fast. 3 years is
pretty fast. Well, I think you did it right because you were doing stand-up prior to coming here, right? Yeah, I think that's the way to go. If I had known, because I started in LA, which I don't recommend. Like, I feel like I would have been better. Like, the people I know who started in Denver and then got good and then moved out here, because then you come out and it's like,
People
with
are like,
you,
oh, that person's funny.
it's like, holy shit. Like, when you came on the scene, everyone was like, holy shit, who is this?
Really?
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
It did not. That was not my experience of my experience. Like, it didn't feel that way.
It's and it always feels different when you're in it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And everything, you never know what's going on really within someone. But from the outside, it's like, you were so funny, such a
thank
good
you.
joke writer, like Pass at the Store, Rogan, Late Night, like just killing it. And I think that's the way to do it. So congrats.
Yeah, that was all I really had available to me, because like I lived in Milwaukee when I
Yeah.
started doing stand up, so I did it for 3 years there, and then I moved to Chicago and I did it for 3 years there, and then, man, it's been crazy. I had so little money.
Yeah.
I had so little money, and then I moved here and like was sleeping on bunk beds in a studio apartment with like another adult, like in like the worst apartment, like like was driving for Lyft when like I had not driven a car in 10 years.
Wow.
Like I got my license and like bought a car for the first time, was on like a payment plan, and it's like the smallest Kia in like the world, but like just like made it happen.
Did what you had to do.
And I would do it again, but thank God I don't.
Thank you. Thank God. Yeah, I drove a long time ago for Lyft. I don't. It's tough. You barely make any money.
I was so bad at it.
I was so bad. I never cleaned my car. I got in an accident and my passenger door squeaked when you opened it. It made an audible sound. And I was just like, here I am. Get in if you dare. There was tape on my car.
I just didn't know how to drive here. Like I had only driven in like Wisconsin, and then bought a car when I lived in Chicago 2 weeks before I moved out here. So I drove it out with all my stuff in it, and I had passengers who would yell at me and be like, why didn't you do the address? And I was like, you said go to Pasadena. This is Pasadena. Like, I didn't know what I was doing. Or people would be like, you just blew through a cross. That's a $500 ticket. And I'm like, I didn't know that. Like, I didn't know you couldn't do that, or like, I remember just like the nicest, like drunk girls in my car. I was driving up Laurel Canyon.
Yeah.
And there are no mountains anywhere that I've lived before here. And so I was terrified. And they were just like, it's okay. Just go as slow as you need to. There's like cars honking and like flashing me. And I'm just like thinking I can't. I cannot believe I did that. But I did
love
it.
You did it. You did what you had to do.
Yeah.
And now you're on Glitter and Garbage, being asked about weird outfits from MTV VMAs. Right. Okay, last question before we wrap. Oh, I just spilled everywhere. I'm so sorry, Erin.
It would be so fun. No, it wouldn't be funny.
If I broke everything.
Yeah, just
everything it just exploded. I'm like, I took all the pictures before I left. Okay, last question.
You took all the pictures before you left.
You got it. And then I just
water a pile of cords.
Oh, okay. This has been fun. Okay, last question. I'm curious because I feel like East Coast, West Coast, I know the answer, but since you're right down the middle, Red Vines or Twizzlers?
Oh, I don't know, man. I haven't eaten that stuff in a long time.
Really? Do you not do candy?
No, I haven't had sugar in 4 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Good for you, though.
I now will eat sugar if it's fifth or beyond on the ingredients list, but it's not.
Yeah.
You know?
No, it's not.
If the food is like sweet, it's not.
Yeah. No, it's definitely. I mean, even like tomato sauce, it's like full of sugar, you know?
You can get it without now.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay, great. All right. So you're just going to say neither.
Yeah. Are red vines the ones without the ridges? Which ones are ribbed for her pleasure?
I feel like they both have ribs.
I think Twizzlers. I feel like Twizzlers are the ones my mom would get them at the gas station, and then we would smuggle them into the movies.
Yes, it's the best way to go.
Yeah.
I'm a red vines girl. It is very, again, East Coast, West Coast, it's pretty polarizing. I feel like Twizzlers is East Coast, red vines is more West Coast. But yeah, I mean, look, there's a place for all of them.
I mean,
not
I think
in your
we
house.
all like the one where it's at like a baseball game where it's like a rope, like a
Yes.
really long rope.
Oh, the rope is good.
Yeah.
I haven't had the rope in a long time.
No.
I eat a lot of sugar though, I
Yeah.
will say, because I'm a fat white cow. Well, Lara, thank you so much for being on. Tell us, you can't go to her special taping. I'm so sorry.
You can't come. Thank you so much for having me on. And
Yeah, where can everyone follow you, find you, support you?
my biggest thing is Instagram. So it's at Lara Beitz, LARABEITZ.
Amazing. And then do you know when the special will be out yet?
No.
Okay, great.
Not at all.
But it'll be out, and
It'll
it's
be
called
out.
Stoppable,
Yeah.
you guys. All right. We'll see you next time on
Thank
Glitter
you
and
so
Garbage.
much.
Thank you for doing it. Bye.
Bye.
Glitter and garbage.